Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. This is a second video in the series of 4 videos that we'll be doing, and in this video we will discuss the biosphere reserves of South India. Okay, that is 4 biosphere reserves: Sheshachalam Hills, Nilgiri Hills, Agastyamalai and Gulf of Nicobar. These are the Gulf of Mannar. These are the 4 biosphere reserves that we will be discussing in this video. Before watching this video, I would want you to watch the first video that we have done on the static biosphere reserve concept. What are biosphere reserves? What are biosphere reserves? What is the structure of biosphere reserves? When we are discussing the structure of biosphere reserves, I have discussed something called as core, buffer and transition. Okay, this is the core, this is buffer and this is transition. In order to know complete details about core, buffer and transition, which becomes very important from the UPSC preliminary point of view. Okay, I want you to watch the first video and then we will continue with the second video. And the third issue that I have discussed in the first video is the functions of biosphere reserves. Why do we need biosphere reserves? What are the important functions of biosphere reserves? Let's start. Biosphere reserves in South India. First one is Sheshachalam Biosphere Reserve, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve and Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. These are the 4 biosphere reserves that we find in North India. In the next video, we will be coming up with the biosphere reserves of Central India and North India. Okay, in the last and the final video, that is the 4th video, I will be discussing the biosphere reserves of Northeast India. Okay, and that will be the end. I have also told you there are 18 biosphere reserves in India, and out of these 18, 12 biosphere reserves are a part of MAB, which is by UNESCO. Okay, all this we have discussed. What is MAB and why the 12 biosphere reserves are a part of MAB? All these has been discussed in the first video. So watch the first video before continuing. Let's start with the first biosphere reserve, that is Sheshachalam Biosphere Reserve. Look at the map here. This is the location of Sheshachalam Biosphere Reserve in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, in the state of Andhra Pradesh. This is the location. As and when you see the location, one thing that will come to your mind is from here we have southwest monsoons, that is the Arabian branch, and from here we have Bay of Bengal branch of southwest monsoon. During this period, this part of Andhra Pradesh, okay, this part of Andhra Pradesh, because of the winds blowing parallel to the plains, remains dry. Okay, it does not get rainfall. And even during the northeast monsoon, that is retreating monsoon, because there is no water source in North India and the dry winds would flow, and this particular area of Andhra Pradesh would not get the rainfall. This is an area which is one among the least rainfall receiving areas in India. Okay, this is a biosphere reserve located in this particular climatic zone. This is how you can integrate your knowledge of environment, your knowledge of maps, and also whatever you learn in geography. Okay, people assume or aspirants complain that the importance of geography is reducing year on year, but it is not the case. Your knowledge should be applied in order to solve the question, and the UPSC is not asking direct questions these days. Okay, you need to apply your knowledge. So let's see what Sheshachalam Biosphere Reserve is. Sheshachalam Hills are hilly ranges which are a part of Andhra Pradesh. In the year 2010, it was designated as a biosphere reserve. Sheshachalam Biosphere Reserve is spread across Chittoor and Kadapa districts of Andhra Pradesh, and a very famous Tirupati temple, okay, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, a major Hindu pilgrimage town, is a part of this biosphere reserve. The native population, that is the tribes, Yanadi is the tribes which inhabit this particular Sheshachalam Biosphere Reserve. The second one for the day is Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. This is the exact location of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve along the tri-junction of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It is located at the tri-junction of 3 states. That is Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. This is with respect to location. Look at the protected areas. Look at the protected areas in Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Nagarhole, Wayanad, Bandipura, Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, Mukurti National Park, Silent Valley National Park, Satyamangala Wildlife Sanctuary, BRT Wildlife Sanctuary, that is Biligiri Rangana Tiger Reserve, Biligiri Rangana Betta Wildlife Sanctuary. These are the protected areas which are a part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, and all these are important. Okay, for example, Nagarhole and Bandipura, you find it in Karnataka. Also, BRT, you find it in Karnataka. Satyamangala, Mudumalai, you find it in Tamil Nadu. Mukurti, Silent Valley and Wayanad, you find it in Kerala. These are the protected areas. All these areas combined will form a single biosphere reserve that is called as Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. And from the examination point of view, all these protected areas are important. All these protected areas are important, very important. What are the features of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve? The Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve was first biosphere reserve in India that was established in the year 1986. This is the first biosphere reserve that was established in India. It stretches along Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Vegetation of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve ranges from dry scrub to evergreen forest, swamps, thus contributing the highest biodiversity. You can see different ecosystems here. You can see a dry climate ecosystem, you can see swamps, and you can also see an evergreen forest. Because of these 3 ecosystems, it is said to be one of the biospheres having the richest biodiversity. Over 100 species of mammals are found, 350 species of birds are found, 80 species of reptiles are found, and 300 species of butterflies. You don't have to remember all these, you just have to know that it is rich in biodiversity. It is declared as a part of MAB, Man and Biosphere Reserve concept, by UNESCO. It is declared as a part of MAB. And Biosphere Reserve of Nilgiri, which forms a part of Western Ghats, okay, where Western Ghats is a biodiversity hotspot. Okay, we have in India 4 biodiversity hotspots. One is Western Ghats and the other one is Himalayan region, and the third one is Indo-Burma region, and the last one is Sundaland. These are the 4 biosphere or 4 hotspots, biodiversity hotspots that are present in India. These are called as biodiversity hotspot because in these protected areas, the biodiversity is at the verge of extinction, or it is facing some problems, it is threatened. That is the reason why these are considered as biodiversity hotspots. And the third one is Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. You have seen the location of Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. We have done Nilgiri, we have done Agastyamalai, and the next thing we'll be doing is Gulf of Mannar. It forms a part of Western Ghats and spreads over 2 southern states, that is Kerala and Tamil Nadu. 400 red listed plants are present in Agastyamalai Tiger Reserve along with 125 different types of orchids. Okay, and many endemic, rare and threatened plants and animals are a part of Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. See, you have seen Sheshachalam here, Agastyamalai is here, and you have southwest monsoons like this. You have the Arabian Sea branch and you also have the Bay of Bengal branch. In this case, in Agastyamalai, the possibility of finding the evergreen forest and the evergreen trees are more when compared to the Biosphere Reserve of Sheshachalam. Okay, this is how you can relate the climatology knowledge that you have to the environment. It is also home to the rare endemic animals including taiga, Asian elephant, and Nilgiri Thar. Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. You know where the Gulf of Mannar is. This particular area is Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve, which stretches between the mainland India and Sri Lanka. You have Rameswaram, which forms a coastal area for the Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. This is a marine biosphere reserve. Gulf of Mannar is one of the biologically richest coastal regions of all mainland of India. It is a marine biosphere reserve and it encompasses a chain of 21 islands. Coastal habitats like coral reefs, seagrass, and mangroves are very much familiar or very much common in Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. And critically endangered dugong. A question on dugong has already been asked in UPSC. Dugong means a sea cow, which is a herbivore cow. A sea cow is called dugong, and all the protected sharks are present in Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. What are the challenges? What are the challenges that the Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve is facing as of now? The first one is the habitat destruction, and next is the overgrazing because of the livestock rearing of marine resources. Okay, marine resources have been grazed, and the potential localized land-based marine pollution. Pollution is something that is greatly affecting the biodiversity, and this is the same case with respect to Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve as well. Okay, and low number of civic point sources. This is the reason for pollution, and because of the pollution, Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve is threatened because it is facing some problems. For more such enriching content, please subscribe to Legacy Academy. I hope you have liked the video. Have a nice day. Thank you.